You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
The views expressed by the individuals during this broadcast are their own opinions, and they may not be the same as those of their group or other organizations they may be involved with.
All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Pace Radio Show. We're coming to you live, paceradio.net, and at pace420pace.ca. Good evening, Tamara. How you doing?
I don't know. Back in Alberta, so you know.
Yeah? Yeah, your background looks different. You're outside tonight.
Yeah, I came out here last Thursday and I went home Friday, and then I was back here yesterday. So I've been back here. Went home for 3 days and then I went back.
Yeah, got a little bit of sun in your face occasionally there, but you'll get through it.
Yeah, well, you know, being in the house right now with my daughter here is unbelievable. And addiction's real and live and animated in my house, my mother's house.
Right.
So, yeah. That's why I'm outside.
Yeah, you're outside. It looks sunny there.
It's sunny and windy, though. It's windy as heck. And it's gotten a bit smoky in the last little bit because the smoke's blowing in.
Yeah, it was. It's starting to finally cool down here. Finally, a little bit today.
Oh, it's still 30 degrees here. Like it's hot. Oh yeah.
And we actually had some rain early this morning as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It was. It's it wasn't what we need, but it's some rain. And I know I went out and checked.
Things have been happening in cycles because Nova Scotia is getting fires now too. And BC, we got nailed for like 5-6 years straight, where it was just like BC was burning.
Just north of me, fire warnings and stuff like that.
Well, that's the thing. Like Ontario, even Manitoba, Ontario. I mean, Quebec has had forest fires and stuff before. But even Nova Scotia, I don't think Ontario has ever experienced we did. Like I said, for 6 years straight, we had nothing but infernos burning all through our province. Now this year we've had a lot of rain, thankfully, and so has Alberta. Like they've had a fair bit of rain through this area too. There's some fires burning in northern Alberta, but they've had Fort McMurray, Slave Lake, Bitburg, High River. Just had so many disasters in this western part of the country. Yeah. And now Saskatchewan's got fires, Manitoba's got fires, Ontario. So I think unfortunately I think it's kind of moving with the time cycles with the earth and climate change, and we're all going to, because the earth needs to get rid of that underlying, right? It needs to burn that to continue to refurbish itself, and it's going to burn itself whether we want it to or not.
Yeah, so I think a lot of burning. So
yeah, it's doing a lot of burn right now. But like I said, it's the first year in Cranbrook that we haven't had smoke so badly that we couldn't open our window. It's the first year in 11 years since I lived there.
Yeah, I didn't see as much smoke as I thought I'd see, but I know, within an hour's drive of me that the planes were going into the lake to grab water to throw on the fires. We were asking people to stay off the lake so that the water planes could come in and scoop it up.
That happens here every year too. Like, I don't know why people are so stupid when you see big fucking planes coming into the lake. Why would you not get off them? But anytime we've had fires, like it should be just common knowledge, right? But no, these idiots want to be out there taking pictures, and every year it's the same. Like when we've had fires too, we've had the same thing happen. They have to tell people, get off your boats, get out of the water. Yeah,
that's what they've had to do. So, but all right, let's see. We used to get an update on the CSP from you.
Oh, that was interesting. Last week's arrivals, yeah. So we went out to take bags last Wednesday night. Was it Wednesday night or last? Yeah, Wednesday night. Because last Wednesday night we didn't have a show. So it was last Wednesday, and they've moved up to Perry Creek, which is just a little bit before where I used to camp. right? Or we were camping, car camping. So I went up
Oh,
there and I took out 7 bags out there and we went up to the campsite to, smoke one and just kind of relax. And this lady comes up to us and says, "Hey, I've got my car stuck up the road. I've been walking for an hour. Can you come help me?" We're up in the middle of nowhere, up the mountain. We got no service. We got no Wi-Fi. We got nothing, right? Like we've been driving like 30 minutes up the mountain, right? She's been
so
walking so we jumped in my car, in my SUV, and we drove up the fucking where her car was. She's up the mountain in a Toyota Prius, electric Toyota Prius, and she's got herself high centered on a rock.
oh,
And she had a big area to turn around. How she got herself up that hill and on that rock? Oh my God! Thankfully, somebody else stopped and we got her off. But that little trip to drop off 7 bags for CSP that was supposed to be a half an hour there and back type of thing was 4 hours.
oh. Well, you rescued somebody, right?
So we took some CSP out and then we rescued somebody else. And she was from Seattle, Washington, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, so she was American, right? So we
Okay.
helped an American get stuck off a rock.
That's
Thankfully,
good.
that other couple stopped to help us because he had winches and he had ropes and he had a side by side. Like there was nothing we could do with just my little car. There was nothing. But thankfully,
Yeah.
somebody else stopped to help us. But yeah, we got her out. But I've been handing out I'm almost out of everything again. Like that's where I'm
Oh,
at, right
yeah.
down to the nitty gritty because it's been steady. Like once I've got stuff to give out, it doesn't stop till it's gone. And then
Correct.
like I said, hopefully it keeps, I can get somewhere. But I was, butter. I made muffins and I made a batch of candy with all the keef that I collected. I put 8.5 grams of keef in those candies and handed them all out. So they should be good with that.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
so we
That's
got
good.
we don't muffins and some cannabis from my beautiful anonymous donor and packs of papers and roach clips and I even put some socks and stuff, in socks and stuff because they're out there camping and when you're camping you always need fresh socks and first aid
Yeah.
kits and anything I have laying around, toothbrushes. I just threw a whole bunch of stuff in a box and said, "Here you guys go."
Yeah. Everything helps, right?
it it does.
So,
It
yeah.
absolutely does. And that's the thing. Like if you can help them. Like I even had bottles of water this time because I had water in my fridge. So I thought I had some infused stuff to put in them, but apparently my son drank it.
Oh.
I was gonna infuse the water, and I looking for it, and I'm like, "What the hell?" I text him, I go, "You haven't seen, this blah 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 thing," and he's like, "Yeah, I kind of used it," and I'm like, "Oh, all right then." There's my question as to where it went.
Yeah, you can buy these, for lack of a better word, powders, I guess, that you can put into water or you can put it into any other beverage in order to infuse it.
Oh, like a crystal pack. That would be like those little
Yes.
liquid mimosa things because this stuff is all liquid, right? So you can just
Yeah.
take it with a dropper, which I
Yeah,
think is
mind you.
great.
Yeah, mind you, they do cost money though.
But that,
They do cost money though.
oh yeah, absolutely, right.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
we could, like I said, like I was these ones that I had were actually donated in the first
Oh,
round of donations from oh my goodness, I think from Vancouver, the Vancouver folks sent out,
okay.
and they had sent out 3 bottles of this stuff, right? And I had given we had been infused the water before for them a few times, and I still had one left, or I thought I had one left. And then apparently it got my son fucking found it, and yeah, so these things do happen sometimes when you got a teenager in the house.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You have to get a cabinet. I think people would want you to lock it up.
It's pretty hard to do when he's actually consuming it for medical purposes himself,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
So, I don't really feel that the need to you have to do that. And again, if he he takes, I don't care. I mean, it's not like he is drinking beer because he was offered a beer the other night at my girlfriend's house when I was up there having a barbecue, and he said, "No, thanks, I don't drink." I was
There you
so
go.
proud of him. And her kids are the same age. Well, the oldest one's 20, but the other one's the same age as my son, and he drinks beer.
You'll have a beer.
And I mean, whatever, that's their business, right? But again,
Man,
like my son was like, "No thanks, I'm good." I was like, yeah.
Good. Good. Yeah. 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 So,
Yeah.
but let's see. What have I got tonight? I got some reports here. Things on the cannabis industry, some where things are when it comes to pre-rolls and stuff like that.
You mean
Some
the pencil shavings?
studies. Huh?
The pencil shavings off the floor?
Yeah. I got one here for you that being that do you still have your chickens?
Yeah, absolutely, I do.
Okay.
I do.
Well,
I have 7 little Sylphies.
yeah. Well, the down in the U.S., the animal feed officials have recognized hemp seed meal for chicken feed.
Oh,
Eh?
I
You
would, yeah, it's great protein. Like, I
yeah,
mean, even
exactly.
like the unshelled ones, like, I mean, even as human consumption, we eat the unshelled ones, right? I mean, they're
Correct.
super expensive. Actually, they're not that expensive, actually, when you think about it. They're not really that bad. You could feed the unshelled ones to your chickens. Easy.
So when you say unshelled, you means like the ones you just buy in the store. They have no.
The hearts, yeah, where they have no
Yeah.
shell on them, right? I mean, you can buy the industrial ones too that are not shelled. They're just right. They just
So
look like a seed, right?
yeah. So the ones that we can buy in the store, the hearts, there's no shell in them. So
Right.
technically, should I be able to eat them because they don't have the shell on them?
I can eat them.
Because I stopped because of
No,
my
there's no shell on them, right? Like
yeah.
the thing is, you're almost the same kind of the consistency of a peanut, right?
Yeah, I can't eat peanuts.
I would like. I mean, I've got lymphatic plates. You've got different. I can eat them, but they kind of shoot through me too, right? Like it's not like they
No,
get caught because they don't
yeah,
have that issue. I don't
it's
know,
just
Al. I don't know. I would
yeah,
think that this is the same as a nut, even though there's the shells off, because they don't eat the outside of a peanut, right?
right.
So it's the same thing. It would be the inside of like a peanut. Don't think I would
Yeah,
try it.
yeah.
I don't think I would tempt fate with that. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
my friend.
it's the strictures that are my concern that I've got in my bowels. So don't want to plug myself up.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you could try a small amount, like, because they don't recommend more than a tablespoon a day anyway, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
sprinkle, and early in the morning because they're supposed to give you energy, right? So if you ever read the packaging on hemp seeds, they really recommend that you take like a tablespoon and put in your oatmeal or something in the morning and not
Right.
consume it too late in the day because it could cause you to not want to sleep. Not that
Right.
it's
Yes.
because it's a metabolism booster, right? So if you get, so the recommendations for hemp use is
Mhm.
either like on top of your, but yeah, tablespoon a day. Like they don't recommend you like, in your smoothie or in the morning, in your oatmeal, in your cereal, like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Early in
But
the day.
nothing like where you don't want to take like a half a cup and, if you're making a recipe, say you're
Yeah.
making muffins.
I used to just have them on my cereal.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, a little bit on your cereal. And did they
Yeah.
bother you before?
No. It was
Well,
while I was laying in the hospital and they were deciding whether they were going to cut me open or not. They asked me about food, and I said I'd been eating some trail mix. Now that's not hemp seed. So at that point, they told me to stay away from seeds and nuts. So I
so
stopped.
you ate the trail mix or did you just eat the hemp seed?
I ate trail mix.
So it probably was a trail mix and not the hemp seed. Was the hemp
Yeah.
seed in the trail? It was the hemp seed in the trail mix.
Oh, there could have been some in it, but yeah, no, it was
I was
trail.
probably like, because I mean, trail mix is like almonds and tree
Yeah,
nuts and
'cause
walnuts.
hemp seed
Yeah,
is so small. Like the
it
hemp
is.
hearts.
It is. It's
Small.
minuscule. That's the only thing. Like, if you had to buy reticulosis or something like pocketed, like ulcerative colitis. If I had ulcerative colitis, it causes the pockets. If they get anything small caught in there, that
Mhm.
causes like a tear or something. I don't know if I'd recommend that or not. But I mean, with
Yeah.
Crohn's, yeah, like, but again, like hemp seed is so small. Like, but again, so is the shard of a peanut if you chew it up. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
can you?
No,
What about
back
sunflower seeds? Have you ever had issues with sunflower seeds?
I didn't eat very many sunflower seeds. So at no time did I ever have a
And
problem
the
with
hemp
them.
seed that you had before didn't really bother you. I would think I would try it again. Like I said, like
Maybe what I'm
if,
gonna do, maybe I'll ask in one of my Crohn's groups that I'm in,
yeah.
asking.
Well, like I
I
said, with my colitis, I don't have an issue with them, right? They just
yeah,
But because nothing really absorbs in me, everything shoots through me anyway, so it doesn't matter what I eat. So they don't bother me. Everything bothers me. It doesn't matter what I eat.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah, now back to these chickens. They say that it all sounds good and all that. There has been some denial in some of the places. And they figure it probably won't actually get going completely until 2027. Like,
Maybe it'll take
that's
that long to
crazy.
grow that many seeds.
This says it's a lengthy approval process. That's very frustrating.
Oh yeah, because it's a fucking hemp seed.
Yeah.
It's like thorough with the sprouts. Like they've been explained to like by a number of different ways, people and science based and doctors
Hmm.
exactly what and how and why, and they still can't see past the fact that it's a marijuana plant.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No matter
Oh,
how many of them you sit and talk to and explain to them and show them the diagrams and show them the data and show them all the fucking evidence, they still fucking are like, no.
uh, they say after they get approval for chickens, they want to get it for cattle, goats, and sheep as well.
Pigs. Yep, you bet.
Yeah.
You bet.
Yeah.
It's a high protein. It's a high protein seed. But I think
Yeah.
it's the
Yeah.
process of like they need to grow more of it, right? So that means they have
Yeah.
to upgrade the
Well, it was the
process, and
thing.
they've got like so many regulations on just even growing hemp,
Yeah,
right?
the protein was a big thing too,
Right.
because
The
of the fact
protein's a
that
huge thing. Never mind the omega threes, and it
yeah,
like there's so many like beneficial high fat proteins like the omega threes, the sixes, and the nines that are in it as well, right? So
yeah,
it's an amazing plant for that. Like it's got so many benefits for like just the hemp seed itself. Never
yeah,
mind, the oil that you can make from it, like to cook with. Like I'm not talking like, or that you can eat and stuff. I'm not talking RSO. I'm talking like just hemp oil. You know,
yeah, 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 exactly. All right, now, you know Owen Smith. We know Owen Smith very well. Um, he's got a Substack article that I read, and it's called The Legalizers, and it just came out
guess
this month.
what? Colin.
Pardon me.
Guess who was just trying to call?
Let's see. You should tell him the show has been moved to
Is that
Tuesday night.
the thing? Is a goddamn ritual? It must be a ritual now. Like I said, I think you just like subconsciously have it stuck in your brain that I've got shows then, so you got a phone. Like,
Okay. Well, Owen talks about this letter that was sent to Mark Carney, and it's from 70 cannabis executives. And it says they're calling for excise tax relief, nationalized tax or stamps, export strategies to help lead the world and stuff like that. So Owen says that the letter fails to mention the most critical factor in the collapse, and that is the trust in the legal market. And he says we've seen layoffs, inflated executive bonuses, lawsuits, lobbying against safe access spaces, and a coordinated push to criminalize the very people who made legalization politically and medically necessary. So he wrote this article, and he says it's grounded on legal history, economic reality, and the need for public accountability.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I
So,
agree with that because that's exactly it. Like the LPs, don't give a rat's ass about the consumer or their employees. They treat their employees like garbage.
yeah,
They hire temporary foreign employees, workers. A lot of them.
are they?
Just so you know, yeah, they do.
No,
Especially
he
the ones
goes.
in Quebec.
Yep. Now he says that. So he's listed out problems. I'm going to say he's got five things here that he lists out as problems. Yeah. He's blaming the illicit market is equal to is a misdiagnosis of the problem. So this is a quote from, I believe this is from the legal market. He says illegal products still eclipse every individually licensed producer's market share, and the illicit market is the single biggest risk to achieving public policy objectives. So his comment to those is no. He says the biggest risk to public policy is a legal market that failed to build trust. Medical patients and everyday consumers alike still turn to legacy suppliers, not because they're criminals, but because the regulated system never met their needs.
And never bothered to try.
Yeah. The so-called illicit market includes indigenous dispensaries operating on sovereign land, compassion clubs and non-profit collectives, as well as long-time farmers who were excluded from the licensing pathways. He says now the government is asking them to be shut down. He says that's not policy, that's erasure. Being erased is what he's saying.
Yeah. It's like a complete breakdown of where you guys came from and why you got that fucking market to begin with. And if it wasn't for us patients lobbying the government for public health and safety and to get medical patients, because that's what the push was for, medical patients to have better access to, right? Like it was like for like access. We wanted safe access for everybody. So that's what we were pushing for as patients to the government to, give everybody safe access. Well, this is safe access to a point, but it's not access enough for the people that fucking got you here. You just totally forgot about the people that actually started this whole process. Like I said, even sitting at the round tables, like I said, the only thing I stood up and said was until medical patients or marijuana is recognized as medicine, we're going to keep going back to the same fucking issues. And I've said this over and over and over again since I sat at that table in Vancouver in 2019.
Yeah. Okay, he goes on number 2. He says cherry-picked economic data hides a decade of instability. He says, a quote here from the legal world, he says the cannabis industry has added $43 billion to the GDP since legalization. And I know that I have reported on that. And I have it, and later on the show, I have another report on that, just so you know, that we'll put into the show. But he says it's true, only if you count indirect and induced impacts. He says, but this number masks massive write-downs, executive churn, warehouse fires, product recalls, and the collapse of medical access across Canada. So he asks, where is the accountability for laying off thousands of workers, lobbying against safe access for patients, and stockpiling cannabis while retail prices collapsed? He says we can't keep rewarding bad faith actors with more deregulation while ignoring the people they pushed out.
Yeah. Very true.
Yeah.
But like I said, they don't care. They were always in it for the money. Yeah, and that's the thing. We stood with some of these people.
Well, maybe that's why the micros are coming, and not product wise or anything. They're not even going that way, but just going the way that maybe people are treated, or with the micro growers where they're smaller, more of a family related thing versus something that's big corporate, and the people on the floor are a number, just an employee number, right?
Yeah. It's like in a big plant, right? No different than making French fries for McCain's Foods. Just the number in a plant, right?
Yeah,
you have to wear the hazmat suit. Nobody cares. You got a mask over your face. You don't talk to anybody. In fact, I don't know if you're allowed to talk to anybody in those places. Like from what I was understanding during the trimming and stuff, they're just supposed to sit and just trim.
That's the way I understand it too. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't talked to anybody who did the actual trimming, as far as got into any detail.
Well, the one person that I did talk to that did actual trimming in an LP was in with a bunch of people that didn't speak the same language as she did. So they were speaking amongst themselves in their language, and she was sitting there not understanding what they said.
So she wasn't involved in the conversation then
at all.
No. Yeah. No. Okay. Number 3, excise reform without equity is a bailout in disguise, he says. The quote is replace the $1 gram minimum with a flat 10% rate, which I've heard them say and ask for. So he says the excise model is broken, especially for small producers, but simply reducing the tax rate without attaching equity conditions amount to a bailout for the largest LPs. He says, let's be clear, a fair excise system must be tiered by size and structure. Revenue should fund indigenous economic development, public health, and BIPOC entrepreneurship, and no company should benefit from tax cuts unless it can show community reinvestment and labor protections.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. No, I agree. Like, there's so many things that could be done. Like, I'm still so pissed off about the RCMP going in and taking that fucking Indigenous in New Brunswick down, but Indigenous
Yeah.
dispensary.
Yeah.
Like,
And
and the
it's
fact that
happened,
the chief
in
allowed
BC.
them to come in. Pardon me.
And it's happened in BC as well.
Yeah, yeah. But this one was just like lately, and when the video that I saw, the one person that was yelling at the chief because the chief allowed it to happen. And like he said,
Oh,
I'm sober. I don't use this place. But how many employees did you have? So there was 11 people that worked at that place. So that's 11 families. Never mind the owner with his small young family that are now without work. Never mind
yeah.
they were working on the reserve, keeping them on the reserve, putting the money back into the reserve, and the chief just let the RCMP come in.
That's not good.
Didn't protect his own people. That's what they were mad about too. Is that the chief didn't protect their people. They're on sovereign land. That's what they were saying. Like, the RCMP had no business being here, no matter what, whether you use it or not. That's the way it is. That's the way it is.
It sounds like one of those cases that needs to go.
I think they will. I think they will. I think it will end up.
It has to be. They have to challenge it right as far as they can go. Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's going to be a playbook
just like our friend Owen here did, right? So
yeah.
All right, now number 4, he says national stamp with a question mark. Sure, but with the oversight. The quote is, one national excise stamp will reduce red tape and costs. And I've read that. He says, fine, but before centralizing anything, he says we need transparency on how this will affect inventory tracking and diversion risks, guarantees that no private firms will gain monopoly access to data or infrastructure, public disclosure of all lobbying activities related to stamp procurement and packaging reforms. And he says that efficiency without accountability is a recipe for backdoor deals. Yeah, guarantees that no private firms will monopolize the access to data. Because I know that data thing that was a hot topic there earlier.
Yeah, it is. And never mind the fact that I'm laughing about that they're already throwing stuff out the back door.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So what are they worried about that? What are they worried about? That stamp, because half of them do that. They're not throwing it out. They're not destroying it like they say they are. They destroy a certain amount, but they're getting away with a lot that they shouldn't be. How do you think the illicit market's keeping itself going?
Yeah. So. All right, number 5. We'll do number 5 here, and then we're going to go to break. And then when we come back from break, we're going to get the final word from this article. So number 5 is global exports. He says, not before we fix home first. The quote is, Canada should lead the global market with a bold national export strategy. Owen says, not until all Canadians, including low-income medical patients, have reliable, affordable access. Hear, hear. Indigenous nations have control over their own production, export, and taxation policies. Yes. Exporters are required to reinvest a percentage of profits back into Canada's public system. Never thought about that one. Cannabis isn't oil, it's medicine, culture, and food. We mustn't turn it into another extractive industry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love that. That's eloquent. That was eloquent. Exactly. It shouldn't be a commodity. It's a medicine.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, all righty. I see it's about the hour. Time for us to take a break. And when we get back, we'll come back, as I said, with the final word on this, as well as suggestion actions for policymakers as well. So, all right. You're watching the Pace Radio Show. We're live here at paceradio.net and 420pace.ca. We will see you in about less than 3 minutes.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit, or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further, as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective, with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420.
Are you looking to get your medical cannabis grow license? Limestone City Hydroponics can help patients through the process of obtaining their license to grow medical cannabis. What's that? You don't have a doctor? If you meet the medical criteria, Limestone City Hydroponics has a nurse practitioner who can assess and provide medical cannabis prescriptions. What are you waiting for? Contact Limestone City Hydroponics at limestonecityhydroponics.ca or call them at 613-548-0420.
What do you find at paceradio.net? People advocating cannabis education.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more, we've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
Rerolled Saturdays. Check it out. Nothing but non-stop cannabis and psychedelic programming. Find it at 420pace.ca.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
We're back. Well, at least I'm back. We're live. I'm not sure where Tamara is, but I'm sure she will pop in here any second now. There she is.
Yeah, no, I just took it. Yeah, sorry, I just took the dog and bribed my mom to take care of him because I just can't deal with him sitting beside me, moving around. It's like, oh my God, dog, like just fuck right off. Like, you're driving me nuts. Like, he's 16 years old. I get it, but oh my God, he's a and yeah, me being on my phone, and it's not ideal either. So.
Okay. All right. So before break, we were going through an article that Owen Smith has written. It's on Substack, and it's under the legalizers. And so we've gone through 5 bullet points of comments that have been said by the industry, and he's counteracted the comments. And so here we go. Final word. He says, who is missing? He says this letter was signed by CEOs and trade association executives. Absent were patients, frontline cannabis workers, Indigenous leaders, legal reformers, and nonprofit compassion clubs. He says legalization wasn't won in the boardrooms. It was won in the courtrooms, grow rooms, and advocacy offices by people now excluded from the table. If this government wants to fix cannabis, it should start by listening to those who earned legalization, not just those who inherited it.
Or bought it with their
Yeah.
bucks, right? Because that's exactly it. Like, if you had the money to get in, you got in, and if you didn't, you didn't. And like, when you're working with patients and you're disabled and you're, fighting for legalization and you're a patient and you're sick and living on disability, those are the people that don't have the money to get into this industry. But they weren't even brought in as consultants or even like representatives in any way, shape, or form. Our vapor lounges were taken away from us. Like, they just
Oh,
like
big
shut the
time.
door on everything. Our culture.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
our events, even this, even events that we do go to now, like, they're for the legal market. You have to be part of the bud tender. You have to be licensed as a bud tender to be able to consume any of the, the samples. You can't be just an ordinary person off the street or a patient. Where when we went to TY Expo, it was for the patients. It was, if
Yeah.
you weren't a patient, you weren't allowed to consume. Right? It was totally like we just kind of discriminated against the non-patients, right? Now everybody's got access to it, and the patients don't have any more.
I remember going to shows with Treating Yourself, different events, and they would have the booths, some places where you could pay like 25 cents or 50 cents, whatever, give a donation, and get a sample of some type of wine or something, right? An alcoholic beverage. And that money would go towards charity.
Yep.
Cannabis has beverages. So, why
And
not?
here's the thing too. Like, I know we did this, and before legalization, but you'd pay $1 for a dab
Yeah.
and have a dab bar. So, what would be any different than having a dab bar? The same as you would like a shot bar, right? Because you have shot bars in the back of bars, right? You can go and buy, pay $3 or whatever and have your shot. Well, same thing, dab bar. Pay your whatever, $2 or $1, have a dab. No, can't do that. That's But what is the difference? Like, I don't see the difference. If you want to make them comparable like alcohol, then let them be comparable like alcohol, and let us consume it the same way as you allow alcohol to be consumed.
Yeah.
On
Yeah, in the
patios,
same places.
in restaurants, at events.
Blaming it on the smoke doesn't exist, should not exist anymore when you have so
Well,
many
not
other.
anymore when there's so many edibles and drinks and everything else. Like, why shouldn't you have at an event have a wine and a beer menu and then a cannabis drink menu?
Yeah. Or why could you not
That's
have, say you have an event and as far as even a big event where you've got masseuses, why not allow them to use some type of infused topical in order as a massage?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. 100%. Like, there's so many ways. There's so many ways of like being able to use the plant, and it doesn't have to be smoked.
Correct. All right. Now, he says suggested actions for policymakers. Fund low-income patient access. I know that there are some that have a medical program in them, or some type of compassion program, but I don't know what it's like for pricing wise, and whether it's just labeled that way or whether it is. That I don't know.
The provider that I went with both times that I had to sign up never offered any patient discounts.
Yeah. Recognize Indigenous regulatory autonomy. Yes. Protect nonprofit medical organizations. Yes. Enforce truth in packaging and promotion.
Yes.
And tie access reform to public interest outcomes. He says we don't need a bigger pie for corporate Canada. We need to make sure the people who built the kitchen still have a seat at the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the person that wrote that made it possible for edibles to be possible, because they went to the Supreme Court of Canada. Because before that, we could only put like raw flour. We couldn't even make legal canna butter.
You're only allowed
Like
to
canna
smoke.
butter and food,
You're only allowed to smoke. No wonder. Mandy
you
was
could
an
use raw flour in a like you could throw like raw flour into a cake mix. But I mean, you couldn't infuse olive oil. You couldn't make butter.
You
You
couldn't
couldn't
make
share.
infused coconut oil. You couldn't make
No,
You couldn't even make a tincture.
no, not legally. No, you could not.
So and then you got the kids. You're gonna force the kids to smoke a joint.
Well, that was the whole point of making
Right?
that was made in that court case is the fact that there was children with epilepsy that were, children that needed it, and they were being like force
Right.
inhalated by their
Yeah.
parents with like masks and stuff because they didn't want their kids smoking joints. So they were fighting for the advocacy of those children too because they needed to use tinctures.
And they themselves, the parents themselves, were risking arrest because they were making the cannabis infused coconut oil.
Yeah, it's actually been 4 years today since Maya passed away. So we should.
Is
I
it?
just wanted to mention that it's been 4 years today. Yeah. So shout out if anybody's listening, to Sarah and Ashley and the family. It's been 4 years today.
Yeah.
It's also my best friend that died of cancer birthday, and she died. She died too.
Wow.
So it's been a day.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Other shit that's going on.
I remember. Well, we would have. Yeah. I know that you would go visit, go up in the northern areas there, and do some visiting with them. One time.
I did.
Yeah.
It was
all right. Now we just read Owen's letter. Now here we go. This is a report. Comes from StratCan. It says Canada's cannabis industry contributes more than $76 billion to Canada's GDP. So that's up $30 billion since the and the quote that Owen used, that was the number I had read before. And now they're talking that much money. And it says generates 100,000 jobs. But let's see if they mention anything about the layoffs or anything. No, so it's 76.5 billion since 2018 to the end of 2024. It has sustained continuously, annually 98,000 jobs. 1/3 of those are here in Ontario.
Yeah, Ontario I think I'd have to double check, but I think there's more LPs in Ontario than there is any other province.
Yeah.
Sorry, I mean to keep moving. I'm trying to get away from that sun so that sun's off my face.
They say that Ontario's contribution to Canada's cannabis economy over the last 6 years has generated $29.6 billion in government tax revenue, with $3.5 billion specifically for Ontario. Yet again, where's that question? Where's the money going, right?
Like, are they building? Like, if they're building and there you see new roads being built, and you see infrastructure being built. I know when I went to Calgary, it was incredible. Like the building that's going on in Calgary.
We've got our county road out here is being, I can't say being rebuilt, but it is being redone. We no longer will be falling into holes that would swallow a small calf.
Right.
It's going to have a new layer of
if you see infrastructure, right? Yeah. But again, like I said, if you see infrastructure projects and roads being built and bridges, because a new bridge literally costs the province almost $6 million.
Yeah.
Like that. I know that from being part of the transportation, right? So if they're using that money, that cannabis taxation, for building roads and bridges, I'm down with that.
Yeah. I'm looking at this. Right. They have a chart here saying cannabis and recreational medical sales in Canada in 2024 dollars. Yeah, I'm just going to bring it up right on the screen. And
that's funny because I would assume that the price of recreational is more than medical. But they can keep track of that with people that have MMPRs still, that still order ACMPRs that order directly from a provider, right?
Yeah, look at the little wee numbers for the medical. This is since 2018. Well, actually, in 2018, look at the medical outsold the recreational in dollar wise. but
Yeah.
then they're not even $1 million.
Well, that was because that was before legalization.
Yeah, well, look at it all the way down.
Mhm.
It's dropping. It's going down 0.6,
Oh, yeah.
0.5.
Because all those people now can go to a store and not
This is
have to
in
purchase something.
this is in billions of dollars. So this would be $500 million. Okay, it's not
Yeah.
millions. It's $500 million. Now this is just Ontario alone.
Uh-huh.
Like,
But
so you go,
those providers are still catching all the
yeah.
records
So
of money.
if you look at the medical end of things, 0.4 billion last year. In Ontario, 0.2 billion. So half of the stuff is sold here in Ontario. And then you go past over other years, and it's even more than half of the medical product has been sold here in Ontario. So
Yeah.
a lot of customers here. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like I mean, well, you've got Ontario's got the highest, population.
Population, yeah.
Province, yeah.
Okay. Let's see what else I can grab off of this. Cannabis taxes. They say that for every dollar of revenue generated, the cannabis industry adds another, or around $1.08 to Canada's GDP.
Yeah.
Yeah. They say that in Ontario, cannabis producers and retailers generated more than $400 million in direct taxes.
Oh yeah.
Another $1.4 billion in indirect taxes, and $1.2 billion in induced taxes.
But at the end of the day, it's the consumers that's paying the tax, not them.
Tax, eh?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, well,
Lots of
you
money
gotta
being,
pay to play, I guess.
yeah, lots of money being created in the tax end.
For the corporate,
Sure.
exactly, yeah. And that's exactly what the whole point was. Build out taxes and, for public health and safety. But again, it still left the medical patients out completely.
Yeah, I'm just adjusting my lights there. Still see them in my glasses. Yes, exactly. Okay. I mentioned before about a shift in things. I mentioned pre-rolls and stuff like that. And they say that there's been a shift in things. Okay, here we go. Hang on, I'm looking for the words here. Okay. Let's talk about pre-roll campaign or something. Oh, this is an OCS promotion that was going on. So, yeah. But they say that pre-rolls are growing overall in the category, and that they see a movement in the infused products. Smaller sized pre-rolls are starting to do well. If you want a smaller joint, you smoke it for 10, maybe 15 minutes, you're good. You get a half a gram joint lasting that long? 10 minutes, 15 minutes?
No.
Because this guy says that most people who buy pre-rolls are not looking for 1 gram joints.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. I don't take. I've weighed mine the odd time and usually end up about 3/4 of a gram, but they don't take 15 minutes to smoke.
I think if they were taking me 15 minutes to smoke, was that Remus joint?
Yeah. 45 minutes.
That's all. I mean, 50-minute increments, right? 50 minutes, put it out. 50 minutes, put it out.
This one guy says that he sells 4 times more pre-rolls than flour.
My friends here, that's how they buy too. They love their little jars of pre-rolled joints, 24 joints for $14. I think it's great.
Yeah. That's what I thought when things first come out. I thought someday the pre-roll category will be big because of convenience.
Right, when you're rolling crap into your pre-roll,
I always Yeah. Yeah. You got to get the floor sweepings out of them, right? As
Yeah.
people say.
I bought like it's just like pencil shavings. It's like, and like I don't know what's smoking here actually doesn't taste that bad, and it's pre rolls too. Yeah.
He says there is a
So
growing appeal for larger multi-packs of pre-rolls alongside the 7-gram flour offerings.
I've really noticed that if I buy
Yeah.
smaller amounts,
This
the
one
weeds
guy
less.
says that they are his number one category in units sold is pre-rolls.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, Another area where consumers' preference is clear, they say, is vaping, particularly with the 510 cartridges. And that's, what does it say here? They're dabs to go. That's what he's calling them, dabs to go.
Yeah. Great
I've
sense.
never
Yeah.
heard it that way. Yeah. Okay. He says that this one guy says his store was initially reluctant to stock disposables due to the environmental concerns, but eventually responded to demand, introducing a recycling incentive for consumers. He says this goes as far as regards to vapes. The 510 carts are going down, and disposables are going up significantly because of convenience. Anything smoking related, the less maintenance, the better. He says with 510s, you have to carry your battery and make sure you don't lose it, and make sure it's charged. With disposable, you smoke it and you throw it out.
Yeah.
Well, you still got to be concerned about losing it, though, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he
I don't know,
says
but
like
again, like
it's
everybody's like these younger kids are all
convenient.
just like everything's disposable. They throw everything in the garbage.
Convenience is winning, is what it
Yeah.
says here. Yeah. And Ontario grown cannabis isn't a big selling point just because it's grown here in Ontario. I know some grown within half an hour of me from a licensed producer.
Yeah.
I've never bought their product though.
No, I didn't buy Dakar's product either.
No.
In fact, I don't think it was even able to be sold in the stores. Oh, yeah, Johnny Chronic. It was for a while. I think I might have
Was it?
tried it a couple times. Yeah. Wasn't that great?
Yeah. I've just never, because I don't buy cannabis at the stores. If like I've been buying the 510 vape carts, the ones they say are going downhill in sales.
I buy them too. But I thought the prices would be cheaper out here in Alberta than they would be in BC, and they weren't.
No, eh?
No.
Yeah,
I think they were more. I think it was actually more.
well, tonight I'm doing dabs in my portable dab
In
rig.
your, oh, yeah. It's a
Shadow
Chatter.
Rise.
Nice.
And I've got some dabs from a fella in British Columbia who sent them to me.
Nice.
Yeah, let's see if I can find this container. It should be right here. Here it is. It is some papaya. I don't think I can really show it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that looks nice. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That looks nice and golden. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I bought this, and actually, when they brought it out to my friend, they go, "Oh my God, look at that container! You can see through it." So they're bringing out these see-through containers now, right?
Correct. Yes, that is now allowed. Correct.
So this was when.
Oh wow, that's the first one I've seen. To tell you the truth.
Yeah. And this is the Bermuda Triangle Shoe Canna. That was all right. No complaint.
Yeah, I wonder with those I figured they would have a window. I didn't know that they were going to be a full clear container like that.
I did buy an ounce that was in a bag with a window. This is an ounce. This is 28 grams. And I did buy one before from a different provider that did have like the open window in the bag so you could see.
But this is a whole container that's open, or is it only clear in one spot and the rest of it is all?
No, it's.
Well, you really can't see it.
No,
you
you can't see it.
But you can't see it.
Yeah, but I mean.
Go the other way. Oh yeah.
And I mean, I've already broke off stuff. So
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
good. It was decent, but I was like,
I
I'm
never got
impressed.
I never got bud like that from PPS.
No, sure didn't. Absolutely didn't. Trying to see where this is going.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. We always talk about studies and stuff like that. I got studies later on here. They say they got one here that is actually paying people to come and do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They say there were many cannabis studies that are looking for volunteers. Where? From active cannabis users to first-time smokers.
Mhm.
They say these are studies that they will pay you to try cannabis. Brown University Center of Alcohol and Addiction Studies. They have cannabis studies. They're looking for volunteers. Project Can Talk. They're looking for volunteers between the age of 18 to 74 to participate in confidential research about cannabis behaviors in daily life. Participants must currently use cannabis and can receive up to $574 for completing the study.
Ooh, not $574. Start your car.
They say it could take up to 8 months to do it.
Oh,
That
you're gonna
includes
get paid 2 cents an hour for your fucking time.
There's another one that's looking for volunteers 18 to 60. Studies looking for cannabis and driving behaviors in daily life, and volunteers will participate in confidential research. Participants must be current cannabis users and frequent drivers, and will be compensated for $340 for completing the study. Here's another one. Young adults, 18 to 25. They're doing a behavioral economic study of micro-transitions project. It is looking for volunteers for a study on cannabis behaviors and other life changes. Eligible participants must have used cannabis in the past month to participate, and you get $915 for it. Could you get involved in all these studies?
Nick Bank. You just say raking in the cash.
Yeah. Oh, here's
Send me the
one.
link.
There's a study here called The Impact of Oral Cannabis Administration and Co-Administration of Alcohol and Impairment. And they're paying volunteers $2,660
Oh,
to participate in that one.
which one's that one? What
This is
was that one?
The Impact of Oral Cannabis Administration and Co-Administration of Alcohol on Impairment. They're looking for adults between the age of 21 and 55 for a study that aims to measure the effects of oral cannabis and alcohol on human ability and function.
I could do that one.
Yeah, this is from the John Hopkins Cannabis Science.
But I'm 55
Laboratory.
now.
Yeah.
I might not make the cutoff.
Yeah. Well, here's another one from John Hopkins again. Is looking at the short-term effects of CBG on various performance effects like brain function. This study is looking for healthy adults between the age of 18 to 55, and each participant can earn up to $1,830 for volunteering. Wow.
Isn't John Hopkins out of
And
the
you're
US?
using cannabis, so you're not worried about getting these super nasty side effects, right?
No, that's true, but it's in the States, so I think you probably have to be an American to do the John Hopkins study.
Yeah.
They would have to send you the cannabis. So. Like they would they just like send you the cannabis they want you to smoke?
I would assume so, but I don't know, because they would think that they want you to be, if it's
the same as
yeah,
everybody else is smoking, you think?
yeah. Maybe they'll tell us by the time I get through this. They say that one study called the CanSac study is researching how cannabis influences mood and pain. Volunteers must be 21 to 55, and you can get $400. And volunteers must use cannabis, but must not have pain. So how are you doing
Well, I guess
research?
that doesn't. How can you do research on cannabis and pain if you don't want people to have any pain?
I don't know. I just I wanted the same thing. I wanted the same thing. Oh, here's a terpene study. They're looking to see how chemicals in THC and terpenes influence mood and pain. That'd be 21 to 55, and you can earn up to $1,700.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's that one for 500. So yeah, lots of studies that are going on, and you can get paid to do it, and you're not taking some friggin' medicine that you've never,
Well,
no
no,
one
it's
else
not
has
like
ever
you're
taken.
like a monkey in a cage being fed who knows what.
Yeah, or a monkey in a cage with a mask. It's not giving any oxygen.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh, I see it's 9 o'clock, top of the hour. Time for us to take another break. Time to pay some bills and all the other snazzy stuff that sometimes you say. You're watching the Pace Radio Show. We're live here, paceradio.net and at 420pace.ca. See you in about the same amount of time as last time. Just a second longer.
We are people advocating cannabis education here at paceradio.net.
Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit, or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further, as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective, with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420. Rerolled Saturdays. Check it out. Nothing but non-stop cannabis and psychedelic programming. Find it at 420pace.ca.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more, we've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
Are you looking to get your medical cannabis grow license? Limestone City Hydroponics can help patients through the process of obtaining their license to grow medical cannabis. What's that? You don't have a doctor? If you meet the medical criteria, Limestone City Hydroponics has a nurse practitioner who can assess and provide medical cannabis prescriptions. What are you waiting for? Contact Limestone City Hydroponics at limestonecityhydroponics.ca or call them at 613-548-0420.
Pace Radio is the People Advocating Cannabis Education Radio Network.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
Hey, welcome back, and here's hoping you're having an awesome day. That's Steve singing that song, you know.
Awesome.
Did I catch you eating something?
I was having a cherry.
Yeah, so you were. Okay. What is going on in BC? You know, I was one of our past shows, you mentioned to me that you can't even walk down the sidewalk and smoke a joint.
Nope. No, you sure can't.
Well, think I know why. Because according to a survey, a majority of British Columbia support restrictions on smoking and vaping, including on the cannabis end of things.
Yeah, they don't like even smoking cigarettes, like, or vaping or anything. You can't vape, you can't smoke cigarettes, you can't do anything in the parks. Like, if I'm not even this in the park.
77% say that they are strongly or moderately support banning smoking tobacco and cannabis in multi-family buildings. Okay, think of that.
Yeah, apartments. They don't want you smoking in apartments.
Condos.
That's exactly what. Yeah, housing.
Condo. Yeah. You spend $1.5 million on a condo, and they're going to tell you that you can't smoke your cannabis in there. I think I wouldn't be signing that contract, that agreement, and buying that condo. That's ridiculous,
right?
Yeah, I thought, well, WTF.
Like the condos, like in these condos that are like separate, where you have front entrance and you're like connected, but you're side by side, not top to top, like an apartment building. I had a friend that lived in Red Deer, and she lived there forever. The place is bought and paid for it, and all of a sudden they ended up with a new management company that decided to tell them that they couldn't smoke cannabis after it was legalized on the properties. Meanwhile, this is her condo she's bought and paid for, right? There's no mortgage even on it.
And you know, and that is bipartisan. Like, as far
she's
as
medical, and she was a medical patient too.
Yeah. Well, as far as this 77% of the people, it's a bipartisan thing, because 80% of the people who voted NDP, there's 74 at the Greens, 74 at the Conservatives. And they say that half of British Columbia has also said that they would strongly or moderately not consider dating a person who smoked cannabis.
Oh my. That's funny. Would you rather they be doing smoking meth?
Maybe. With 41, okay, they say 41% of NDP voters were opposed to the idea. 47% of Conservative voters were opposed, and 48 of the Greens. Wow. They wouldn't even date a person because they smoked cannabis. Meanwhile, there's 24%.
They aren't asking the right crowd then.
Yeah. They say that a quarter of British Columbians told the pollsters that they smoked cannabis, while 19% said that they had consumed cannabis in a non-smokable form, like edibles. Yeah. Okay, let's see. I just couldn't believe that. Eliminated houses, basically, because condos and apartments are people's homes.
Yeah.
54% of respondents who identified Indigenous reported smoking cannabis, while 27% of Europeans reported doing so, 11% of South Asians, and 10% of East Asians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's disappointing. Again, I mean, depends on where they took the survey too, right?
Yeah. Let me see if I can find you that information. It's a new poll. It's a new poll by Research Co. Let me just see if I can get that information for you. It just breaks it all down, and I don't see any. Oh, hang on. What's that? There we go. August the 7th is when it was done, and it just says it was done in British Columbia. So I see.
Totally possible.
What's that?
That's totally possible. A lot of people. Quit smoking.
You know, people always look
a lot of people quit smoking altogether, like cigarettes. You know.
BC was known as the big cannabis province, but yet.
No, they just grew lots of cannabis. It didn't mean they smoked it.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. What else? Oh, did you hear this funny story? Some people wouldn't think it was funny, but some people might. Virgin Atlantic Airlines. Did you hear about what happened with them?
No.
Well, they had to put out rumors about flights with cannabis drinks.
Oh.
Apparently, people think that they were serving cannabis beverages on the airplanes.
Oh.
That is because of this company. This company claimed that British airline Virgin Atlantic was going to start serving its beverages on select American flights.
Oh,
And
what's wrong with
for
that?
the world. Now they found out that the claim is associated a video, social media posts, and a forged letter were merely a marketing scheme. Representatives stated that the story was from this company called Drippy was extremely inaccurate, and that the Virgin Atlantic has no partnership involved in this whatsoever. Okay. Let's see. They said the press release went out and it was fake. Okay. One lawyer says it's too bad this is completely fabricated. A guerrilla marketing campaign that caught two news sources off guard. They said they had lied by saying that it's in THC-infused sodas would be going for purchase on U.S. domestic flights. What a way to get all this publicity. Make up a bullshit story. I heard a pop. You got turned around. You must have left. Oh, she's back.
I don't know what happened there.
I didn't see you. I didn't notice.
It was weird. All of a sudden, it was just like, bloom, and I was like, okay, what the hell happened there? Anyways, I'm back in.
Okay, good. They say on LinkedIn, the company received several comments congratulating it about its partnership, but they had to admit that it was just a scheme. So it's not true. No, you won't be getting any cannabis drinks on airlines.
But they were just saying that they were going to start serving them and then weren't.
Yeah.
Well, that's rude. That's rude. I would have bought a plate just to have the cannabis drinks and then be told that's rude.
They say the purpose behind the marketing ploy was to highlight its opinion about the restrictions and what people can consume while they are in air. Because the real joke is that you can down three vodkas at 30,000 feet, but not a sip of a fast-acting THC infused drink designed to help you relax. I can see where they're coming from. Sure, that's like we've said before. You know, why can't you get a THC infused drink on an airline if you can get a alcohol beverage?
Well, because the alcohol companies probably don't want the cannabis companies involved in their business.
Like, yeah, like why not? Why can't you get a cannabis beverage? Like, what's
right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, I know one of the big problems in the U.S. end of things is because it's illegal federally. Cannabis, period. Never mind.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
You know, you could change that by just descheduling and not rescheduling, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know, right?
Okay.
Kind of ridiculous. That's the whole thing. The way they, the double standard stuff.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. Well, let's wrap this show up with some good news. Okay. Cannabis use by older adults linked to younger brains and improved cognition. Hey.
I kind of agree with that. Keeps you a little hipper than most, I think. But,
Yeah. They say an international research team analyzed extensive health data on over 25 adults in the UK, looking at the relationship between cannabis use, aging, and cognitive function. They found that cannabis users had brain characteristics typically associated with younger brains and enhanced cognitive abilities. Here they're always worrying about the developing brain and all that. I hope they don't say they're worried about the developing older brain too, because they're talking here about
Is our brain still developing when we're old?
Well, it's not aging.
Well, no, but again, it is developing because there's all this new technology that we've had to pick up. Since basically we were since '89. So I was like 29 years old. That that's when the internet first started coming, and all these phones and technology, and we adapt. We're all adapting.
Yeah,
Like as you like you adapted to technology that you haven't had before. So I think our
yeah,
brains are always growing.
yeah. Now, cannabis users exhibited superior performance across multiple cognitive domains, and interestingly, the effects of cannabis and cognition are presented
No,
concurrently across the range of brain systems.
really?
Yeah.
No,
They
that
say that these
I've never heard of
findings,
that before.
no, you're right. They say that these findings suggest that cannabis use may be associated with a deceleration of neural aging processes and the preservation of cognitive function in older adults. Deceleration of aging process. Like,
I get younger every day, can't you tell?
yeah, yeah, well, yeah, I know. Like, I was talking with some people about that the other day.
What kind of day are you
I
talking
think
about?
you were in. I think that you were there that day.
I
you were
probably
one.
was. Yeah,
You were one
I
of
don't.
them.
Yeah, I was the one. But yeah,
You
I
were.
agree with that. Like, I mean, you have to. I just think it's just such an
Yeah.
effective way of controlling, everything. Preventative, non. I don't know. It's a wonder plant.
Now,
It's not a wonder cure, but it's a wonder plant. Because it's not necessarily going to cure or help everybody, but the ones it does, right?
just so you know, it's not peer reviewed yet, but it will be. They say, well, it's common knowledge that cannabis can alter mood, cognition, and perception. Researchers wanted to look at the other potential impacts, particularly in older adults. It sounds like they went looking for something bad and found something good, maybe?
They're always looking for the harm.
Yeah, they said most previous studies investigating the effects of cannabis on brain function focused on adolescents and young adults. And we
Yeah,
discussed that. They're 25, right? The
yeah,
developing brain.
yeah, yeah. And it's always about the harms. When they can't find the harms, they stop the studies.
Okay. Normally, aging typically involves a gradual decline in cognitive abilities, but when researchers compared the cognitive performance of cannabis users and non-users, they found that cannabis use had a positive effects on most cognitive functions compared to normal aging.
Interesting.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
very
yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
Cannabis users perform better in various tasks, including problem solving, planning skills, numeric memory, intelligence, and vocabulary. The effects were where cannabis users outperformed non-users were evident across different age groups, starting in the middle age at 45 to 55 and
Well,
continued into old age at 66 plus.
interesting. That's very
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. And
Yeah.
they say that different. They say it's improving how different parts of the brain communicate with each other, a process known as functional network connectivity. Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. You don't read about this too often, do we?
No, no, not ever.
No,
Like
no,
typically
no.
it's
It's
all the
always
harms
about
and
the
all the things
negative,
that yeah, yeah,
negative effects.
yeah.
They say They say researchers say their findings could lead to further research on whether cannabinoids and endocannabinoids could be used to treat MS, which we know, Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's, and other neurogenerational diseases. So
Right.
yeah. They're slowing down the deceleration of aging of the brain.
That makes sense. Because we
Yeah,
all slow down a bit, right?
yeah, yeah. Slows down. Well, it slows it down, and yeah, this
Yeah.
means that we don't lose cognition. I can never get that word, cognition of whatever.
Cognitive,
Yeah,
cognitive.
it's a tongue twister for me.
It is. Yeah. No, I get it. Cognitive behavioral.
Yeah. So yeah, uh, our brains are younger than people who
I
don't
agree.
do
I'm always like, the more I smoke, the younger I am.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Hey, see, all up here we are. Hey,
Right? Yeah. Right. The rest of us are a bit wrinkly, but whatever. Life goes on.
all right, we got 10 minutes left. I guess over 10 minutes. I've got. Um, I see the Can Expo, and we've
Oh my
received
God,
some
that dog is
emails.
in my list often. My God.
We're gonna head to Toronto. You and me. We're
Yeah.
gonna be together live on location,
Yes.
along with others.
Yes.
And
I'm super excited. Super excited
yeah,
to come out to Toronto. Yeah.
yeah, it'd be the first time that actually you and I and others have worked together doing
Yep.
something
In person, anyways, right?
in person.
Like,
Correct.
yeah. I mean, we've been
Yes.
working on a network like this for years, but we have never actually been together in person to do this. So
Correct.
it'll be fun. Yeah.
So
That's
yeah, Can
October
Expo,
24th and 25th.
October 24th and 25th. It's at the Queen Elizabeth Building in Toronto, and it's the Cannabis Lifestyle Show, is what they're labeling it as. Some people who are involved, such as Zigzag, Cancel, Cannabis News Wire, the High Flyer, Parents Against Driving High. I've spoken with them several times, actually, to tell you the truth. Who else is there? That one I don't recognize that logo. There's the High Flyer, and there is the 420 Pace project. We'll be there doing interviews and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Let's
it'll be
see.
fun.
Yeah, tickets are on sale now. Go to the website, canexpo.ca. Let's see. Passes, consumer and industry day pass for 1 day is $25, and of course there'll be taxes on that. 2 day pass is $40. If you're a bud tender, hiccups. Bud tender and retailer is 30 and 45, depending on hiccups. 1 day or 2 day pass. It's another 10 weeks away.
Yep.
That comes in. Oh, come on, hiccups, go away. And there's all kinds of things going on. I haven't got the email in front of me, but
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Like, it'll be so exciting because, yeah, I haven't been to an event in Toronto in 15 years almost. Uh-oh. Did we lose you, Al?
yeah, I was gonna say probably treating yourself expo.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I guess
I'm
it was in
just looking
Montreal
to
in
see
2014. So the last time I traveled was
if I
2014
can.
in Montreal.
Oh, was it?
Yep. Yep. So it's been 10 years, I guess. It was
Okay, I'm
20,
just trying to
25,
find.
11 years. Yeah.
There we go. I found one of the emails. Let's see. Stage events include there's Beyond the Bud, exploring the world of cannabis infusions. This is on the stage. Retailer's Den, where big ideas meet big opportunities from bud to bloom. The art of cannabis growing. The Cali Sober Lifestyle. Cannabis is a soul solution. Pro-aging with cannabis. A look and feel younger naturally, as we were just discussing. There's cannabis and wellness as well. What's going on? And they're going to have a fashion show.
Nice.
I would imagine, yeah, might be all hemp clothing, right?
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if I can find the other letter.
I can't believe it. Like, I'm sitting here, my phone's rang. I've had 5 messages. Like, do people not remember?
No. you have a show to do, so they all know you're home. You're there, right?
Oh
Okay,
my
program
God.
highlights. Okay, here we go. This is program highlights. Stage schedule, inspiring keynote talks and panel discussions, bud tender and retailing sampling program. Disciplined Stoners will be there on stage. It's led by Eleven and Winnie Clark. Care Wellness Zone. It's an on-site consultations and discussions. There's an art zone, cannabis-inspired art, involving a live joint sculpturing demonstration with Cody Van Gogh.
Ooh, that'll be cool.
Yeah. Outdoor consumption zone, a comfortable, dignified area for legal on-site cannabis consumption. Competitions, daily joint rolling contest. They partner with Zigzag there. Plus top bud awards, Canfluencer awards, recognizing excellence and influence within the industry. There will be culinary demos exploring the art of cannabis-infused cuisine with workshops and tasting. And then you got your business networking and stuff like that. So,
Cool. That
yeah.
sounds so exciting. It sounds like a good time. Like I said, it's been so long since I've been out of this western part of Canada, and to come out east and
Yeah, and then
hang out
there's
with you guys, and it'll be fun.
the after hour events that can be going on. Plus, Cindy and I, in a recent news report, there was an article on LIT, the research facility, which is the lounge in Toronto, the Vapor Lounges in Toronto. That's it's the only legal one in Canada, actually, I believe.
Well, I will have to check that out.
So we're talking about checking that out. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the last time they were doing a study at one time on music and how music and cannabis. They do different studies all the time. You go in, you fill out paperwork, and so on and so forth. From my understanding.
Well,
Yeah.
it'll be fun. It'll be fun. No matter what we get up to, I'm sure we'll all have a great time.
I think so. I completely agree. So, all right. You got anything else you want to mention offhand?
No, donate to the CSP because we always need help. That'll be at tamarab9@hotmail.com. And yeah, and if you can help out in any way, because I'm always not looking for a hand up for these people, because I don't, like I said, this is just me helping others. Other than that, no.
All righty-o. Sounds good. Okay, other than that, thanks to everybody tuning in. Thanks for watching or listening, depending on where you're catching us at. Also, thanks to our sponsors, Limestone City, Hydroponics.ca, the Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, and At-Eze.ca. Other than that, thank you, everybody, and good night. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Let's share PACE everywhere. That way it can help create peace. People everywhere advocating cannabis education.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.